Welcome to Darshan 3. From this Darshan onwards, we're going to be reciting few chapters of the book named Shakti and Shakta by Arthur Avalon or Sir John Woodruff, who also translated The Serpent Power. And today we're going to be reciting half of the first chapter, Bharata Dharma, or Indian religion as a whole. To the Western, Indian religion generally seems a jungle of contradictory beliefs amidst which he is lost. Only those who have understood its main principles can show them the path. It has been asserted that there is no such thing as Indian religion, though there are many religions in India. This is not so. As I have already pointed out in the article, Is India Civilized? There is a common Indian religion which I have called Bharata Dharma, which is an Aryan religion, Arya Dharma, held by all Aryas, whether Brahmanic, Buddhist, or Jaina. These are the three main divisions of the Bharata Dharma. I exclude other religions in India, namely the Semitic religions, Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. Not that all these are purely Semitic. Christianity became in part Aryanized when it was adopted by the Western Aryans, as also happened with Islam when accepted by such Eastern Aryans as the Persians and the Aryanized peoples in India. Thus, Sufism is either a form of Vedanta or indebted to it. The general Indian religion or Bharata Dharma holds that the world is an order or cosmos. It is not a chaos of things and beings thrown haphazard together, in which there is no binding relation or rule. The world order is Dharma, which is that by which the universe is upheld, Dharyate. Without Dharma, it would fall into pieces and dissolve into nothingness. But this is not possible, for though there is disorder, Adharma, it exists and can exist only locally for a time, and in particular parts of the whole. Order, however, will, and from the nature of things, must ultimately assert itself, and this is the meaning of the saying that righteousness or Dharma prevails. This is in the nature of things, for Dharma is not the law imposed from without by the Ukase of some celestial Czar. It is the nature of things that which constitutes them what they are, Svalakshana-dharanat Dharma. It is the expression of their true being and can only cease to be when they themselves cease to be. Belief in righteousness is then in something not arbitrarily imposed from without by a lawgiver, but belief in a principle of reason which all men can recognize for themselves if they will. Again, Dharma is not only the law of each being, but necessarily also of the whole, and expresses the right relations of each part to the whole. This whole is again harmonious, otherwise it would dissolve. The principle which holds it together as one mighty organism is Dharma. The particular Dharma calls for such recognition and action in accordance therewith. Religion, therefore, which etymologically means that which obliges or binds together, is in its most fundamental sense the recognition that the world is an order of which each man, being, and thing is a part, and to which each man stands in a definite, established relation, together with action based on and consistent with such recognition and in harmony with the whole cosmic activity. Whilst therefore the religious man is he who feels that he is bound in varying ways to all beings, the irreligious man is he who egoistically considers everything from the standpoint of his limited self and its interests, without regard for his fellows or the world at large. The essentially irreligious character of such an attitude is shown by the fact that if it were adopted by all, it would lead to the negation of cosmos, that is chaos. Therefore, all religions are agreed in the essentials of morality and hold that selfishness, in its widest sense, is the root of all sin, Adharma. Morality is thus the true nature of man. The general Dharma, Samanya Dharma, is the universal law governing all, just as the particular Dharma, Vishesha Dharma, varies with and is peculiar to each class of being. It follows from what is above stated that disharmony is suffering. This is an obvious fact. Wrong conduct is productive of evil, as right conduct is productive of good. As a man sows, so he will reap. There is an immanent justice, but these results, though they may appear at once, do not always do so. The fruit of no action is lost. It must, according to the law of causality, which is the law of reason, bear effect. If its author does not suffer for it here and now in the present life, he will do so in some future one. Birth and death mean the creation and destruction of bodies. The spirits so embodied are infinite in number and eternal. The material universe comes and goes. This, in Brahmanism, has been said to be the systole and diastole of the one universal heart, itself at rest, the moveless play of consciousness. The appearance and disappearance of the universe is the nature or svabhava of that which it ultimately is. Its immediate cause is desire. which Buddhism calls Trishna or thirst, that is desire or thirst for world enjoyment in the universe of form. Each embodied soul, Jivatma, will be reborn and reborn into the world until it is freed from all desires. This involves the doctrine of reincarnation. These multiple births and deaths in the transmigratory worlds are called samsara or wandering. The world is a dvandva. The world is a dvandva, that is a composite of. The world is a dvandva, that is a composite of happiness and suffering. Happiness of a transitory kind may be had therein by adherence to Dharma in following Kama, desire, and Artha, the means by which lawful desires may be given effect. These constitute what Brahmanism calls the Trivarga of the Purushartha, the three aims of sentient being. But just as desire leads to manifestation in form, so desirelessness leads away from it. Those who reach this state seek moksha or nirvana, the fourth Purushartha, which is a state of bliss beyond the worlds of changing forms. For there is a rest from suffering, which desire, together with the natural tendency to pass its right limits, brings upon man. They must, therefore, either live with desire in harmony with the universal order, or if desireless, they may, for each is master of his future, pass beyond the manifest and become that which is moksha or nirvana. Religion, and therefore true civilization, consists in the upholding of Dharma as the individual and general good, and the fostering of spiritual progress, so that with justice to all being, true happiness, which is the immediate and ultimate end of all humanity, and indeed of all being, may be attained. Anyone who holds these beliefs follows the Bharata Dharma, or common principles of all Aryan beliefs. Thus, as regards God, we may either deny his existence, atheism, or affirm it, theism, or say we have no sufficient proof, one way or another, agnosticism. It is possible to accept the concept of an eternal law, Dharma, and its sanctions in a self-governed universe without belief in a personal Lord, Ishvara. So Samkhya, which proceeds on intellectual proof only, does not deny God, but holds that the being of a Lord is not proved. This is the end of part 1 of chapter 1. In the next darshan, we are going to be reciting the rest of the introductory chapter of the book Shakti and Shakta, which is Bharata Dharma. Jai